Now then, it's day 3 of the Tory Party conference in Manchester. All eyes on the man who could be the next Prime Minister. In the final part of our series on the party leaders' wives, we're having a look at the woman behind the man. That's Samantha Cameron.
Samantha Cameron, dubbed as Samcam, arrived at the Conservative Party conference in a pair of £29 high heels. But those in the know say that's just who she is.
I love Samantha Cameron's style. I had a skirt on and she said, "Oh, I like that. Where's that from?" And I said, "Oh, Zara." She's like, "Have they still got them in? I'm going to go at lunchtime and go to Zara." And you know, so she loves the high street.
At London Fashion Week, we saw Samantha take a front row seat at the Burberry show, amongst the cream of the fashion crop.
That's her job. So, of course, she's part of the fashion crowd. She's made an extremely successful business of Smythson in her 12 years at the helm as creative director.
It would seem that Michelle Obama has set the precedent for a new generation of First Ladies, and with it came a keen interest in fashion and an active part in campaigning. But is this now what we've come to expect?
You know, they expect politicians' wives to be very well dressed, and they want to know where the clothes come from. What will be important with her is making sure that they're affordable, so that it doesn't alienate some of their voters.
Well, joining me now is our stylist, Mark Hayes. What do you make of Mrs Cameron's style, and has she got it right this week?
I think she has got it right to a certain degree. She is a fashion-savvy kind of lady.
She is, yeah.
You know, I mean, she works in the fashion industry. We know that she knows her stuff. I think the outfit she wore, you're interested about the 7/8 kind of little trousers.
The trousers.
It's quite an interesting one. That is, in the sense, I don't know if it was the perfect length for her actually.
Right.
But it is quite a fashion, you know, kind of look to have. Interesting as well that she had Zara heels on, £29 Zara heels.
Yes.
So I do quite, you know, I like the fact that she is using the high street, but at the same time, it's not the British high street. She's wearing a you know, so that was her there, and you know, she had a £29 heels on fair dues. We all love a bargain.
Absolutely, why not?
Yeah. And I do think she looks very chic there. But you know, the next day she was wearing a COS. It was a COS top, you know, which is a Swedish brand, and then she's got a Zara heels on. I'm like, well, it'd be quite nice to actually see. She did have a Jaeger belt on, which is great. The fact that, you know, she's
looks
flying.
Very elegant.
Very elegant. And she does. She puts together an outfit very well. But I thought it was quite interesting that the brand she chosen there. And then when you look at Sarah Brown, and you know, for example, when I was chatting to her at number 10, she was wearing a Erdem dress. Not that I had to drop that in. It's important though. Do you know what I'm saying? But she was wearing an Erdem dress. She's again been wearing this at the conference, and I think that's important in the sense that that's an up-and-coming British designer. And I would rather say they have got a bit of money. Let's be honest. We all love the high street, but it is nice the fact that she's supporting a young designer who's coming up through the ranks. So I quite like that.
Nick Clegg's wife, Miriam.
She's gorgeous. She's such a beautiful lady. I just don't think she got it right with the braces look. I thought it was a strange.
That's a hard one to do, but she is really. You could do so much.
She's gorgeous.
With that
she's
beautiful
so
figure, and she's stunning.
It is. The only thing wrong with it really is the braces. I'd have loved to have seen something a bit more feminine on her, but I mean they almost have matching outfits on there. Let's be honest. That's not good.
Look, we're going to see you later, but thank you for the moment. Thank you very much indeed. And joining me live now from Manchester is Amanda Platel. She's live from the conference in Manchester, of course. Amanda, good to see you. So we're talking about Samantha, of course. How's she gone down? How's she gone down at the conference so far? Is she popular?
Yeah, she's really loved here. I think that she's a very, as you've just been saying, she's a very chic woman. And the thing that they also like about her is the fact that she doesn't try and hog the limelight. She's sort of here in a supporting role. And, you know, she was only here for one day and then she was off back to London to look after the kids and go to work. So it sends quite a good message, doesn't it, for women?
She is rather a private person, it would seem to me. I don't know that much about her. Is that deliberate?
It's completely deliberate. I think it's quite interesting, Lorraine, when you look, there's a difference between Labour women and Conservative women. There always has been. I mean, when I worked for William Hague and his lovely wife, Fionn, she always had that view that, you know, she was there to support her husband, that it wasn't about her. And if you look at all of the wives since then, they've all been pretty much the same. Betsy Duncan-Smith is a great example, and now Samantha. But the Labour women, you know, Cherie and Glenys Kinnock and Sarah Brown, they're much more up there kind of fighting for their men. It's a very different kind of, a different mindset, really.
And that kind of role, you know, do you ever think we would see, say, Samantha Cameron introducing her husband at conference and things like that? That just wouldn't happen? That wouldn't be the done thing, you think?
I just think it wouldn't be the done thing in their relationship. I don't think it has to be something that's party by party, but I just don't think she would ever do that. She'd be down in the audience looking fantastic and supporting him behind the scenes.
And what kind of, if, you know, we don't know, but if she did end up being the so-called First Lady, if I know we don't have a First Lady necessarily, but how do you think she would fit into that role? Do you think it would come easy, or is she quite a shy person that would find that quite difficult?
I think that she would find it very difficult. I think every single woman who walks into number 10 as the wife of the Prime Minister finds it incredibly difficult. I mean, Cherie and Sarah both said the same thing. But she's a highly intelligent woman. She adores her husband. I mean, she just really would get on with it. One of the things I really like about her is I have been unkind about her husband in print in my column on occasions. And the first time I met her, there wasn't a flicker of that. She knows she's there to do a job and to support him. And she is incredibly gracious. And I think if you have that kind of grace and that sense of humour, it takes you a long way in that job.
That's rather admirable. Do you think she's going to be a real asset on the campaign trail? Are we going to see a lot more of her, do you think?
I do not think for a second you're going to see her, like Michelle Obama, out to sort of launching Olympic bids and campaigning like that. I think it's quite different. It was interesting what you were saying before about that, because I think that's a very American style. And I think in Britain, politicians people tend to like their politicians to be elected. They don't really want to see someone who's there as a spouse getting up and doing that much. And you know, even though Sarah Brown, she again defended Gordon last week, the view on that was very, very divided. And I think with Samantha, she'll do what she's doing at conference. You know, she will be with David when the big set pieces are there, but she will not be seen as like an electoral tool, so to speak. And she'll just be a great asset and look after him. The most important thing as a politician's wife is to look after your husband when he's not on camera, honestly.
Exactly. Amanda, thank you. It's always good to talk to you. Thank you very, very much indeed.
Pleasure.
Right.
Thanks, Sarah.
After the break, Unlucky in Love, we're catching up with Hollywood star Jennifer Aniston in about 5 minutes, who says it's tough finding love when you're famous.
I would be lying if I wasn't annoyed by seeing myself portrayed on these stupid tabloids as like the devastated girl when it's
the poster girl for the.
Oh, it's ridiculous. But I can't do anything about it.
See you in a couple of minutes.